Um, I'm Doug Highland. I'm the division chair, and this is Canguo Liu. He is the head of graphic design. And Canguo, if you can keep an eye on the chat, and I'll
yeah, definitely, yes.
And I'll move through the website that we have here.
Yes.
Canguo, you can go ahead and throw that in the chat again. So there's an address if anybody wanted to follow along or use that as future reference. So we just kind of put together a quick informational website for everyone. At the top, it lists links for fine arts, our degrees and certificates, our catalog page, a link to our gallery. And then each area is a category. If you wanted to see some visual examples of each of the areas, from art history to ceramics, drawing, painting, printmaking, graphic design, photography, sculpture, and then some fun stuff in the student show. We have students talking about their work, and that's a YouTube video you could watch. And then there's a link to last year's student exhibition. So just taking a look at our degrees and certificates, we offer transfer degrees in art history and studio arts, as well as an AAA in art history and professional practices, and our own AAA in art studio. We also have certificates in graphics, ceramics, photography, and sculpture foundry. If anybody might have any questions. We have a few more participants. I think there's a few extra people viewing.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody has any specific questions, just type them in the chat. We'll try and answer. Yeah. And then take a look at the site that we have there for you. So as an example, our studio arts degree for transfer would allow you to enter into Cal State University once you complete your general education requirements and the requirements of the degree. And so that assures you a seat at a CSU. You'd have to see which CSUs might align with which programs or mediums you're interested. Move back here. If anybody's going to type anything in the chat, there might be any specific questions that we could address for anybody or any areas of interest.
Just remember, if you have any questions, you can always just go to the website, either it's from the Cuesta EDU Fine Art Department, or go to the ccarts.cc, the website we especially built for this event. And so there are contact information there. You can also find classes for the coming semester, coming summer and this and the fall. Also, you will see quite a lot of student works over there, and also the basically all the information about the certificate or degrees we're offering in the Fine Art Department.
Correct.
Oh, there are questions in the chat.
Yeah, I think that's from Sandra. She's saying that she's a specialist at Cuesta and can help by answering questions about admissions and any registration questions that anyone might have.
Yep.
So I'll talk a little bit about art history. We have a robust study in art history that also incorporates a gallery class. And we do some field trips with art history. And in all of our art history classes, you learn about history, you get politics, religion, philosophy. So a lot of areas covered in art history. Ceramics, you can take a look at. We have large ceramics area, help facilitate many different processes in ceramics, and just a few examples of finished works.
Hey, Doug, I think can you control the website? You can click the link so that people can see that's the ceramics.
My apologies, I was on the wrong window.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
I had a few extra windows open. Sorry. I'll back up to art history. I was going to say, many examples of art history here, and then this is an example of some visits to museums through some field trips that we sponsor within the division, and that's open to art history as well as all people in the fine arts as well as across campus. Yeah. And there we go. There's our ceramics area. So large ceramics area, we're looking in our courtyard, and we do many different styles of firings. We have a raku firing and sculpture-ish style ceramics courses, as well as more traditional courses. And here are some examples here of some of the ceramics works. Here's some examples from our drawing painting area. And our drawing painting and printmaking area really encompasses the 2D arts. So we see some examples here of our 2D design class, printmaking, as well as drawing examples from life drawing. And then here's some examples from the painting course. I'll let Canguo speak a little bit about graphic design.
Let me try if I can share my screen so we can or I
can navigate through if you want.
Okay. Let's see if I can do this. Let's try that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We got this one here. Okay. So, let's see if that works. Okay, so this works. So in graphic design, so I miss our lab. This is our lab. Usually we have we have a 24 station there with AMAC 27, and each computer attached with the professional drawing tablets. Is pretty cool area for digital. Anything digital. We start with the, we have many classes are offering. Usually we start with the using the Adobe Creative Cloud software, like Illustrator or Photoshop for the digital imaging. So here's some examples of these, like a student work in a different class. This is done by Illustrator. It's maybe not directly from the class, because when we build this, we try to build those more, significant work from each software, more iconic. So also we have this Photoshop class. You'll learn from using Photoshop to create images and enhance image, and just to create like a collage for any purpose. And we also have the digital layout class, which you can build print works like a brochure or some other stuff. And following that, we have the web and UX. We created the smartphone interface. We introduced the basic concept of user experience design, which is very high demand in the current job market. And many students from, for example, they took graphic design class, but also they build some interaction design portfolio, and in the web and UX class, so which really make it a stronger portfolio. And we also have several new addition class. For example, this is a motion design. In the motion design class, we start to build a 3D application, and also many focus on 2D animation. Well, it's not for the traditional concept of animation. It's more focused on actually build some like a title sequence or some commercial animation. It's a very short. It's like sometimes just a few seconds. It's not to build animation feature movies, but it's kind of the more useful for get a job. So that's kind of like what we usually do. And some basic 3D model and animation. But during the pandemic, because the 3D application is not available for all the student machine, because the limitation of the computer, so we mainly focus on video editing and the 2D animation in that class. So, and we also have this graphic design class. So, we exploring all the possibilities. This graphic design is slightly different than other class, because we want to make the graphic design one class, the Art 266, more like exploring all the possibilities. So you will do one smartphone design, you will do a logo, print, and also you may create a quick animation or a 3D composition like this one. So we want to try the possibility before you dive into the higher level. The higher level 267 graphic design 2 is really focused on build a personal portfolio, and to kind of more targeting to a job, to get a job to start. And we have a 268 typography to focus on more how to utilize the typography on the type side for the design for any situation, like a print, web, smartphone, all the situation. Okay, so that's kind of like what we're offering here in the graphic design area. So I will turn back to Doug for his area. Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, Canguo.
Yep. I think let me actually go. Okay.
Yeah. Just want to see if there might be anybody else out there that would have any questions they'd like to type in the chat. We could answer things specifically.
Yep.
So Canguo handled graphic design. I'll talk a little bit about photography. We have quite a bit of offering in photography, from traditional darkroom photography, digital photography, and studio lighting. So here's an example of our studio, which is quite well equipped. We handle things from doing things creatively with lighting as well as professionally. So you would get some training so you could begin assisting other photographers and move into the commercial area of photography. We also do more conceptual work and alternative processes. Some examples here. And then we have a 20-station iMac lab with 4 printers for our digital photography offerings. And we mainly structure those courses in Lightroom initially. And then in Digital Photo 2, we move into more Photoshop experiences. Here's an image of our traditional darkroom. I like to say we're probably one of the last newly constructed darkrooms in the United States. Our facilities were remodeled at a time when a lot of darkroom spaces were being removed. And we have 19-station gang darkroom. And then we have another area with 4 separate individual darkrooms for special projects. There's some other examples of the alternative works. And we do focus very much on traditional photography and concepts, but then we do also stress pushing into the conceptual fine art side of things. So you'll get a really strong grounding in the basic concepts of photography, be that digital, traditional darkroom, or even lighting course or alternative processes. So we always ground in a strong foundation of really kind of strict technical processes, and then move forward in each of our courses to explore things more conceptually. So I think that's a really nice aspect of a majority of our programs, that we really do stress strong foundations and then moving forward into conceptual development. I think a lot of other schools might either focus on one or the other, just traditional foundational or more conceptual. So I think that's one thing that our students really appreciate, is that we give them both of those experiences. Our facilities throughout all of these areas, from ceramics to drawing, painting, printmaking, graphic design, photography, I'll move into sculpture a little bit now. All of our areas are incredibly well equipped. One of the main things that we hear from our students when they move on to other four-year schools is they never knew how good they had it at Cuesta College. All of our instructors take what we do very seriously and try and bring those experiences to our students. So we're always trying to support our students as much as possible in the classroom, as well as with our facilities that they encounter. I don't see that we have any new attendees. Canguo, I think in the upper right, we can see our numbers and who might be viewing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go over to the event and advertise us for a second in the chat. In the top right, you can see we have session and we have event, Canguo. Yeah, on the top right. So I'm going to go to the event. I think it's a... See if anybody else might pop in. I think I'll let the student show run a little bit, see if anybody jumps in. Oh, you can't hear it?
No. Okay, so I'll mute the screen share.
So you can't hear that then, Canguo?
No.
I'll just go ahead and close that out then. I think it's just playing out through my internal speakers.
Yes.
I think that's an audio mix-up. It probably might just not allow audio from that shared source. Seems like it should.
Yeah, maybe just visit the website. Yeah, so
somebody said we have to unmute screen share. We're back to that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see a controller for unmuting screen share. Why don't you share your screen and see if that's a possibility?
Okay.
I didn't see that as an option.
Okay, so let me share my screen instead. Okay.
On the top right of yours.
Mm-hmm. Here. Any sound?
No sound on my end, but you can hear it, can't you?
Uh-huh.
Can you hear it?
Well, of course, yes. It's pretty
But
clear
I can't hear it.
Okay, so let's see if there are any other settings. I don't have any.
I don't have any control over that I saw. I know Elena said here that you have to unmute the screen share.
No, I don't have any settings here.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Okay. So I think probably we're gonna.
You know, Canguo, when you were sharing in the top right, I could see some audio controls, but I couldn't control them. But you can't see them, and when I share my screen now, I can't see those audio controls either.
No.
Oh well.
That's probably the same. So there one option is that let's see. Okay, where is that? Okay.
If anybody was, I just say if anybody was interested in watching this.
Yeah, so definitely this is the video we're trying to show for the student show 2020. But you can also go to this website, the third here under student show. So click this link. You will see the student virtual exhibition. So we have a link here. Just click and you can visit this website. When you go to the student statement here, and you can access this video as well. Of course, you can just go back to this tab here. Where is that? Okay. So let's see if I can show my. No, it didn't work. Okay, so it's this this part. You can click and play this video directly. Yes.
So usually we have a new participant, Judy. And so if you're out there and you had any questions, feel free to request to share your mic or your camera, or you can type in the chat and we can answer questions.
Yeah, just like our website is ccart.cc. So it's informational. It's showed the information you may be helpful for you to understand, to know more about the fine art department. Yes, correct. Of course, from this website, you will be able to access the Fine Arts official website. It's the first link from the top. So when you click that, you will go to the Fine Arts department here on the Cuesta Edu official website. Here you can actually similar information, but this on the CCR's version, we will be able to put more student works there and give each area some to showcase some student work. Yeah.
And then I think before I wasn't quite sharing the degrees and certificates in the right window. So do you want to click on that, Canguo?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this will take you directly to all of our degrees and certificates in art history, studio arts, and a listing of our certificates. And then if you want to go back, Canguo, and click on the Fine Arts Catalog info.
Okay.
So here, if you were to search through the quite extensive Cuesta catalog, you'd eventually come to the arts, but we thought we'd break this out for you. So here you can see our description for the division, the associate degree and certificate program descriptions. On the right-hand side, you'll see different career opportunities in the arts. And then if we scroll further down a little bit, you'll find our degree listings also with specifics about course choices, those courses that are required, and then optional courses to pick from. And I think near the bottom, we have a listing of all of our courses. I'm not sure.
It's for the different certificate requirements.
So just for the different certificates at the end. Thank you. Yeah. And so the difference between our degrees is any degree with a -T at the end is a transfer degree, which once you complete the degree requirements, as well as your general education requirements, you're assured a seat at a CSU. Again, you might want to explore which CSUs offer programs in the area that you're thinking about concentrating in, from graphic design to photography to painting and drawing. And then my understanding of how that works is you would list your top 3 choices for the CSUs be interested in getting into, and then the system will see if there's a space for you. Our internal degrees in art history and professional practices, as well as art studio, are a little bit more robust. And also prepare for you to transfer not just to local CSUs, but UC programs and private institutions. We've had a lot of successes with students receiving very strong scholarships to certain private institutions around the country. Our certificates are a concentrated area of study that lends itself to preparedness in the workforce for each of those areas. So in Canguo's area, if you were to complete a certificate in graphic design, you'd be prepared to move in and begin work in graphic design locally or in any major industrial area. I'm going to go back and click on the Miyoshi gallery. And here's just a quick link to our Miyoshi gallery. Our galleries become very well supported. We have an endowment and we have exhibitions that really do rival what you might find in many large cities across the United States: San Francisco, Los Angeles, Chicago, New York. And you wouldn't think that they're here in San Luis Obispo at Cuesta College, but they are. So our gallery program supports the community as well as the college and our individual courses and individual students within our own program. And you can find more information here about our gallery program and past exhibitions. If anybody's out there and they have any questions, feel free to type them in the chat. You see the participants on the top right, Canguo, of your screen?
Yes.
Yeah, it shows participant numbers in the top right.
Upright.
4/5 and then 6, or do you not see that?
Oh, yes, I can see that. Yes.
Yeah. I don't see anybody new joining us.
Yes. I think for the like a common question, we can answer this one through our website, and just in case if you have any other specific question directly related to the fine art department, welcome to contact us. You can see the email address for Doug and our division assistants, and also our division phone number. Yes. Yeah.
So what's so interesting, Canguo, just on a side note, but on the bottom left of your shared screen, which I'm viewing, it says Canguo Liu share screen, and it has a mute button, but you can't see that, I don't think.
No, it's for you. You can mute me. You when you click that button, you can kind of like cancel this screen share, because we both are hosts.
But it has a microphone on it.
Yes,
I don't
that
think you
means
can
you can mute. I don't see anything that I don't see any when that share screen. I haven't. Had to unmute by myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm switching the shared screen on you.
Yes. Thank you. Think. Okay.
I know that last year when we did this for Promise Day, you could see people populate. I'm just not seeing anybody populating.
Yeah. Yeah, just want to double check if there are any questions there. So
you're looking at Q&A.
Yeah, so I kind of like check all the sections.
I didn't see anything, did you?
No. Oh, I'm
Another plug in the main event chat for everybody.
Yeah, maybe.
I've done it a couple times, but I don't see anybody new populating.
Okay, yeah. So
as people come in, they can actually request to share their mic or their camera too if they'd like to jump in and ask questions.
Yes, yeah, and I just found that it's a little bit hard to get in. I cannot find the information on the main website.
So I felt the same way. I had to call Jeff, and that's why you got allowed in, because he had to click something to allow me to come in as a moderator. And so then I told him to add your name to that also, and then you got in with me.
Yeah.
It
So I
didn't
find
operate
it's a little
how
bit
it's supposed to.
challenging. Yeah. I was trying to, kind of like if this one could be more open, that would be more easy for people to just click a website.
Well, I think for most people, it was easy to get into the event. It was that we weren't able to get in as a moderator.
Okay.
I had pre-registered, but when I tried to get in, it wouldn't let me join as a moderator. So it just showed me as a participant. But when I just went over to the at the top right, you see session and event. Do you see that in the top right? So when I went to event, and you're looking at the chat.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna.
When you look at the chat, Jeffrey says there's over 100 people here.
Yes, I did see that.
But I'm not seeing anybody in our session.
Well, probably we can, kind of like put our website in the main area, so that people, if they have any information they want to,
we can do that. I also, in the expo area, I got Jeff to add your website address to the expo area also.
Okay.
So I sent him an email earlier today, and that got added in.
Okay, so this is session. All right. I'll just take a quick look at some of the student work.
Yeah, you can switch sharing. Do you want to switch screen, or you're just looking at it?
I'm sharing the screen, I think.
Yours is in the bottom right.
Okay. Oh, yes. I think it's a switchable. I don't know.
There, I switched for you.
Okay.
Now you're controlling.
Yeah.
Well, those are nice examples. I didn't see this.
Yeah. There's some student examples, and some from the photography area. Yeah, I think when we got a time, I think we can really build put more student works there. Just give them a channel to be able to see the current student work.
Yeah.
Through this one on official website.
I really don't know why my microphone wasn't working. I've never had that problem.
Yeah. Okay.
See, Elena had put in, she said we can't click unmute it. I don't know what would be muted.
Oh, it's for the early when you try to I don't know.
At the very bottom of the chat, just 8 minutes ago,
Mhm.
though.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a good decision to quickly build a website.
Yeah, it was
It's
a
kind
great
of
idea.
yeah, that's very helpful, and I think we can link this one to our main website, just show it's on official, it's informational, just
Actually,
because that.
they don't like that. They won't let us do it.
Okay.
You can't link out to a non-official site and put that link within.
From it's just yeah.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, we did state that is on official informational website. Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to switch and control this.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'm gonna actually.
Just keep an eye on the chat. Just some examples of our art history program, ceramics program, photography. Everybody can read the top as the descriptor, graphic design.
Yes.
You got a little misspelling of sculpture there, Canguo.
Yep.
Sculpture's misspelled. Top left.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I copied from somewhere and fix it.
It's our gallery awards, the student exhibition.
Oh. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I think I did fix it in this capture.
Thank you.
Refresh.
So you don't see anything in the bottom left of that top window that has a mic or anything to unmute for you?
No. No. Well, technically, share the computer audio is different story than share a microphone. It's a different security level. So I think most Chrome plugin need a special setting to be able to share computer audio, which means to play something on your computer and be able to share through the internet. So it's a different.
Yeah,
But I think
sense.
that's different. Yes. Yeah. there are so many screen sharing, application. They be able to recording microphone, but it's not allowed to do the computer audio. So there's some model have that, but not all of this. This is a great video, I think, but we just put it there and the people have access to it. Just to share how the student respond to our program, how they're experiencing in the fine art department. I think all the faculties is very professional, and we try the best to help student for their personal or career and anything that relate to their major, and we give them like a get them for the portfolio. I think that you're working on the portfolio class. Can you talk a little bit about the kind of like the final class, the capstone class for all the studio arts major, your portfolio class?
Yeah. I'll talk about that in just a little bit. I'll let this run for a minute.
Yeah.
I don't know that we have too much of an audience, but I know that this is being recorded.
Yeah.
So I'll speak about the portfolio class in a little bit. There we go. I had to kind of force reload that. So I'll talk a little bit about the portfolio class that we offer within the fine arts. So that's our capstone class, kind of our top uppermost class that you would complete in your second year of study in the fine arts, or when you think you're trying to prepare for transfer. So that class supports you to transfer to any four-year institution, be it a CSU, UC, or a private institution anywhere in the country. And again, we have students that have moved into some of the top programs or been accepted into the top programs in the country. Alfred University, Rhode Island School of Design, RIT, Rochester Institute of Technology, SAIC in Chicago. Trying to think of a few others that were, Kansas City Art Institute, UC Berkeley. So we have a lot of students moving on to other institutions, as well as other institutions in the fine arts, such as museums, or moving into museum study or preparation. And then also preparing people to move into the workforce. So that's the task of the portfolio class, as well as all of our classes at Cuesta College in the fine arts. So you'll prepare yourself to do professional writing examples, resumes, cover letters, artist statements, put you in touch with a lot of our own help at Cuesta College in preparing your applications for other institutions, and then really preparing your portfolio, whatever that successful portfolio might need to be to get you to not only into the school of your choice, but make you competitive for monetary awards. And we have a lot of students that have moved on to especially private institutions who've received large awards, scholarships, where the cost of their education has been halved or even taken care of in total. So it's always a good suggestion to, yes, look at local CSUs and UCs, but also to look at private institutions, because many times they're searching for students to come into their program from other schools and institutions much like ours. So by the end of the portfolio class, which is, again, a culmination of some of your studies here at Cuesta College, you'll have foundational experiences, conceptual expression experiences in your courses, and we're trying to bring that together in the portfolio class to create the most successful work that allow you to move on and be successful in the arts, be it at a four-year institution or within the workforce. And the portfolio class is not a component of our transfer degree. It is a component of our internal degree. But most students who succeed in the transfer degree tend to sign up for the portfolio class also. They really do want to make themselves as competitive as they can. So I don't think anybody's new joined us, but if anybody had any questions, they can feel free to type it in the chat or the Q&A. And again, I think we'll put our internally built website. Thank you, Canguo. I'm going to pop over to the events side, Canguo. I'm in the events side, and I think I'll just maximize this. And just type in a little advertisement in the event site for fine arts and a little more information, and I'll put our site in there.
Yes, great. All right, there's another plug for us over in the event side. Move back into our session. Don't see anybody new here. Actually, maybe I'll go to the bottom and move backwards this time. I started at the top of the all area, so I think I'll go to the bottom of the all area and move backwards. I really like this piece. Micah Ponte, I just saw him today. He's over at Cal Poly, doing well. I think we could standardize the sizes of our images so they represent all the same would be good. So I like how you were able to scroll
Like once you clicked on a single image and there was multiple examples. I like that quite a bit. Whose work is that in the top?
What?
Whose work is this in the top?
Yeah. Yeah, because I wanted to put the initially I wanted to have the like a same size icons for each class, but for this event I wanted to kind of like share with the same standard with the other area. So I moved the image directly to the top. After the events, I would try to put more information for each class that show is more like a standardized. Yeah.
No, what I meant is the example at the top
Yeah.
here, this image. Whose work is this?
Mm-hmm. It's I think what's her name? So she got in Oregon University, and she is new to the design actually. So in the class, I teach that about how to using Adobe Dimension. So she liked it, and this is a very strong piece in her portfolio. And she did a lot of like 3D works using Dimension and also other application we introduced in graphic design and motion design class. So that's how that I did help her with her final portfolio. That I think that's very strong. So I think she got some scholarship.
It's a great piece.
Yeah.
Canguo, I was mentioning, I really enjoyed how there's an example at the top and then the resulting work, and how you can scroll down on this.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that expands. That would be I like this example.
Yes. So we're gonna, is actually for each object, for each class, we can have that to showcase the class, like a portfolio, like for each class, 5 to 8 pieces. I think it's gonna be very helpful for students to understand what's the main focus on each class.
Yeah. There's a lot of people in the event. I can scroll down through them, but nobody in our sessions, I don't think.
Yeah. Yes, I did see a student in the main, like a chat area, said he wanted to talk with the real person, don't like the virtual events.
Yeah.
Any of this online format. It's been very challenge to do everything online.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I really missed my student. I wanted back to in person. It's quite more effective. So you can solve the problem, they can move forward.
Yeah.
But when doing online, I think a main challenge will be if they got a question, they have to schedule, and they take time. So usually they just give up and try something else, or just go to a easy solution or not that high level solution. So
Yeah, I agree.
Mhm.
They don't move their work up. But
Definitely,
I made myself accessible at pretty much all times. I'll answer questions whenever they ask me.
Yes. I do see the pattern. At the beginning, they ask more questions, and later they
Yeah.
just, because
Yeah.
it's a long semester, and when the people stay home, they have a different roles. They do it. It's different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not quite sure what else we can do here.
Okay, I was just kind of like.
I know.
I think all the information we share in the chat will be in some format. They can maybe they can recheck those information. So they'll be able to see the website. They'll be able to check all the screen recordings. So it should be good.
And we did put that information in the expo. I didn't know who might come into this session, so I know that Magnolia put in the student exhibition link, the students' YouTube link for the exhibition last year. And I know I said this to you, but I took the opportunity to email Jeffrey today the link to the site that you created. So that's at least sitting in the expo area, so people could move over there and take a look at that and find things for fine arts. Yeah. Thanks for doing the website, especially.
No problem. Yeah. Initially, I'm gonna try to do all for the graphic design, and actually, when after I discussion, I changed all the settings as a let's go off fine arts. So that maybe make students much more easier to see the whole picture, because we celebrate that interdepartment area, like a collaborating together. So we photography and graphic design always kind of like pretty close. Many of the students took classes for both area, so they using photos and to create a graphic design work. They using some of the design concept that they build, like a image digital photography work. So I think in our department, in our division, we support and encourage the student to take from many different areas, because we see this is a way to open more creativity for their main like a projects or a personal art. Yes.
Yeah, and then also taking those foundational courses makes you stronger in any other course that you might encounter. And in the fine arts, we support people who are just really interested in graphic design or interested in photography, of course, but we do see the students who are the strongest exploring several different areas. And if you move into our degree programs, you get a strong foundation in 2D design, 3D design, have some drawing experience, a few other experiences, and then you can move into an area of specialization. But speaking to Canguo's point, like in my digital photography class, or most likely in your classes, let's say R256, we're dealing with Photoshop. We see that if my student takes digital and moves into 256, it really prepares them for that experience. So we're kind of cross-training in a sense. And you have your own background in photography, Canguo, and in graphic design.
Oh, yes.
And I know in my undergraduate degree, I was photography, but we were required to take half of the graphic design major. And then the designers were required to take about half of the photography major. So we had a lot of crossover.
Yeah.
Well, we have about 3 minutes left in the event.
Yes. Great.
What were you going to say? Sorry.
Yeah, I would say that what I learned from photography. I have a BA in photography, and I also have another MA in photography, MFA in photography. So other than the graphic design one. So what I learned from photography is really the way to see the things that surround us. I would say I learned a lot from those photography practices, and be able to understand the camera is only one way to see, but when you hold the camera, actually the camera encourages you to really try a different way as a human eye to understanding the world differently, and those is give the universal experience, is not focused on a particular area. Let's say to build a photography work, and not only doing that, but also really enhance how you see the world surrounding us, and how you see the tree, the wind, the beautiful colors in it. I enjoy doing work with the photographer's eye. I think that's I think all the students should have took some photography class, and to see the world differently, because we as human we receive this information, the world information, about 90% from eye, from a vision. So what the photography doing is training your eye how to see and understand, how to interpret the things that surround us. So I personally I would encourage all my students to take some foundation photography class and to try dark rooms and try all those things. So that's really helpful.
Yeah, we have the darkroom available, which is a rare experience these days. Yeah, I know this recording is going to end in maybe another 30 seconds. Yeah. So I'll just say thank you to everybody for joining us. And again, to reach out at any time. We're happy to answer questions about the fine arts. Thank you to Canguo for joining the session and putting together our informational website. And again, you can see that in the chat and link to that. So hopefully you enjoyed your time at the preview night, and we look forward to seeing you in the future.